right, guys. Welcome back to the Pulse with Willie and Al. How's it going today, bro? We got episode 103 today.
What's that?
We got episode 103 coming down today.
It's Thanksgiving week, fucking best holiday of the year for
Yep.
guys like me. This is what I've been putting in the work for all year for this
hmm
moment for Thursday.
This is it, man. It is today. He's right. This is our Happy Thiccsgiving episode. And by the
Yeah,
way, that's two C's. Just want to make
yeah.
sure uh, for the illiterates at home. Um,
Fun fact about me: I'm thick with three C's. So
wow.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
There you go. Well,
yeah,
we'll get into that because you gave me the three
mhm.
C's this weekend, so it was
Yeah.
not
Sure did.
it was not a good feeling. All right, guys. Today, let's hop into things. We're gonna cover Week 12 of the NFL. Give a little Thanksgiving preview, and then kind of what to look forward to in the upcoming week. First off, we've got just absolutely tons of football. Very glad we don't need to wait until Sunday to watch all of it, and we're going to get a ton of action. Before we jump into the upcoming week, let's just cover some NFL news that we've got. Some injuries that we had this week. Unfortunately, we're back on the injury train with some big ones. Baker dinged up his shoulder. He had the MRI. Doesn't look as serious as they thought initially, so it looks like he might actually be able to go. One thing about Baker that's kind of weird is they had mentioned he was on the injury report earlier this year. He always is, but he was on the injury report earlier this year with like 6 different ailments and still played. So like this dude just toughs it out. He figures out how to be out there. I think he's going to be good to go. And they honestly they need him. That was not a good showing against the Rams, and they definitely need him. So best of health to him going forward. We've got T. Higgins, who he suffered a concussion in the Pats game. Did just little head hit. Didn't seem good.
Yeah.
But they're trying to be careful. They're trying to make sure he's going to be okay. So we'll have to monitor him, but he's going to be in protocol. Trey Smith, he had the ankle injury, and that's going to be one to watch for Kansas City. That could be, obviously he signed the big contract in the offseason, but just really big and very important in terms of that offensive line. Alvin Kamara, he had a knee injury and sat out the second half. We're going to kind of need to monitor that, see what's going to happen. Philly just, I don't know if you saw this, but they just had an absolute trifecta of
Yeah.
defensive backs
All
knocked
of their
out.
DBs went down. It felt
Yeah,
like.
yeah. The only one that's still there is DeJean, it seems like. But Blankenship,
Yeah.
Adoree Jackson, rookie Andrew Mukaba, like he just not good at all. And then unfortunately to wrap up, Will Campbell. And
They
this
might be missing a couple of weeks. It looks like.
Yeah, the only good thing that this bodes well for is they've got a pretty good lead right now in terms of the conference, but he's going to have time to heal and better now than 6 weeks from now. So,
Yeah.
hopefully he's able to really rest up and heal. They don't have to rush him back. They get to see some other guys play, which you need that depth come the postseason. So hopefully
Honestly, and he's probably going to miss one game because we have the bye week next week.
Yeah,
So
it could be more. They considered an IR stint for him, which is kind of wild, but
yeah.
he won't have to rush back, which is going to be a nice thing. The
That's fine.
Raiders,
Our offensive line is trash anyway, so like it's you're not gonna really notice much of a difference,
yeah, well, we'll
respectfully.
get to talking about them in a little bit here. Uh,
Jesus.
the Raiders, man, they fired Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator, and like honestly, this kind of needed to happen. Like they've been absolutely awful this year. At least in my mind, they were one of the most hyped teams coming into the season. That this was going to be a much improved offense. They brought in Geno Smith, which you kind of knew what you got with him. He's played much worse this year than we expected. I think
Yeah.
he's turned the ball over a lot this year. We didn't expect that. But Ashton Genty coming in, like we thought he was going to be a stud. It just, I don't know. I thought this offense was going to be much better than they were. Brock Bowers has been banged up all year. Like they haven't played well as a team. And
Their
then
offensive line is so bad. Like Geno Smith got sacked 10 times.
yeah,
10.
uh,
Yeah.
that is
Although
crazy.
shout out Miles Garrett having 18 sacks going into week 13. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, we're gonna talk about him because he's an absolute monster and just a beast of a competitor. And he's
Yeah.
got everyone reaching out, just saying like, "Go and do this, big dog. Like, you do it." The Giants ended up firing their defensive coordinator, which I'm not. I don't know what was more shocking to me, that it took this long to fire Chip Kelly or took this long to fire Shane Bowen. I
They
don't
just don't
know.
have any talent on defense. Like that they have a defensive line, which is cool, but like going into the year, their linebackers and secondary are just awful.
Yeah, they
And I mean, like Jameer Gibbs had his way with every single member of the New York Giants defense this weekend.
yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Repeatedly.
Yeah,
Repeatedly.
I think they had a lot to build on, and I think they kept Shane Bowen there to see if he could. Okay, we're bringing in some new talent. Like, maybe this will happen. Like, Brian Burns is having a career year. I like, they're not awful on defense. Their secondary is terrible, and they don't have guys at the second and third levels that really, they've got guys that can set the edge at the top, but those guys are trying to get after the quarterback, and it should make the job easier for the defensive backs, but it's not. It just, I don't know, for some reason they're just not able to play well together. And they're gonna go through some big changes in the offseason. It's gonna happen. uh
I think they're
so
gonna get rid of Dayball too. They have to.
I don't know. I think they hang on to him for another year.
I'm
They
gonna say a thing. He starting Russell Wilson to start the year,
Mhm.
that's coaching malpractice. Look at what Jackson Dart and James Winston have done. That is coaching malpractice.
Yeah, I just think
And they've
signing.
blown 5 leads this year. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that
I don't
that's
know,
definitely
man.
on the defense, because the offense is putting up points, and this is an offense at the beginning of the year that I expected without Malik Neighbors, right? With him being injured, I expected them. Okay, this team's going to put up 12 points a game the rest of the season. Like,
Yeah.
they're not scoring a lot, and Jackson Dart came in. They were competitive in all those games. Even Jameis Winston came in. They were competitive in those games. It just, the defense was letting them down. It's crazy. Um, yeah, so we'll see big changes coming for them though. Uh, some big storylines that we had: two teams that have claimed the number one seed in their conference, and kind of ascended to the throne. The Pats and the Rams. Like, could we see a 2002 rematch?
No, because the Patriots. No, because here, a couple things. Patriots can't. You know what? I'm going to list them in order. The Patriots do a terrible job of protecting Drake May. Their offensive line's not great. They can't really run the ball. They have been lately, which is kind of an anomaly. We can't generate a pass rush. I'm trying to think what else. Drake May makes one really dumb interception every game.
Yeah, he did not look good at the beginning of that game on
No.
Sunday.
Yeah, I think that like you know, you got to win the games that you play, but like we've had a pretty easy schedule,
Hmm.
and I think that like could we win a playoff game? I think so, but like I don't see us winning 3 playoff games
Hmm.
or 4. No.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens come playoff time. And I feel like the Pats are a team that need to play at home. If they've got to go on the road somewhere, it could be dangerous. But they're guaranteed going to get at least one home game. Uh,
Yeah.
unless they have an utter collapse the rest of the season. But I don't see that happening. What about the
I mean,
Rams?
Buffalo's only 2.5. Buffalo's only 2.5 games out. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're still fun. Assuming that like it kind of shakes out, they'll be 2 games up with like I don't know 4 to play. I
yeah.
don't know, man. And they play each other again, so like,
Yeah, listen,
yeah, I don't know, man.
if things don't go well in that game, maybe Buffalo could unseat them, but I don't know. Then we get into what we did last year. Not quite, but a team, ideally, the Pats finish at like what, 14-3?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I guess it could, but like, I don't know. I'm just pumped that we're gonna probably make the playoffs. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. What
I like
about
to
the
stress out during the playoffs, which will be nice. It's always good.
Yeah, there's a good atmosphere up in Foxborough during the playoffs. Um
Yeah,
Wild with those games. What about the Rams?
they do everything well. That's the thing with them. They run the ball well. They have a really good passing offense. They have a really good defense.
Hmm.
They just do everything really well.
Can I ask you a rhetorical question?
Sure.
Do you think it was a good signing to bring in Devonte Adams?
As somebody as somebody that had him in guillotine and didn't I just didn't stick around. I didn't get to stick around long enough to enjoy the fruits of that labor.
Hmm.
It makes me sad every week.
Yeah, I'll tell you, seeing him and Stafford play together, I think they have pretty good rapport. Uh,
Yeah,
and having Nakua there too is just. I mean, I feel like Nakua is a bigger, stronger Amon Ra, and I hate to say that because I really like Amon Ra a lot, but
yeah.
Nakua can do a little bit more on the outside. Amon Ra is usually in between the chain, like in between the middle of the field, right? But Nakua is just he's ridiculous, and then having Devonte there, it's like poetry in motion watching them.
The problem with the Rams though is they can't really let up. They're only a game up on Seattle, a game and a half up on San Francisco. Like
Yeah,
that division, that division's still tight. Like
it definitely is, and it could even get tighter going within the next few weeks. I mean, yeah, San Francisco won last night, but Carolina played them a bit tough at times. Like
yeah,
it's kind of wild. The one concern in Seattle's talked about this. I mean, we'll mention it as well, but it's come up recently. Sam Darnold, I think, leads the league in turnovers. It's it's crazy, and
yeah.
like that's not something we anticipated, but that's outrageous, man, outrageous. Because that's a team that's I think is quite good. They all the
Yeah.
things the Rams do, they do too. They do. I mean, they've got a ridiculous receiver in JSN. They've got a fearsome two-headed attack with Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I don't know, that defense is really really good. They just when they played the Rams, they didn't have it at all, at all. So,
Couple fun stats about the Rams. Well, players for the Rams. Matthew
mhm.
Stafford, 30 touchdowns, 2 picks. That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. I don't think
That's
many people had that on their bingo card this year.
well, remember at the start of the year when everybody was like, Matthew Stafford's like one hit away from being done in training camp?
I think we were talking about that in on the podcast
Yeah.
too.
They
Yeah.
I feel like they rope a doped us.
Yeah. Big time. It,
Also, um, Devontae Adams has 48 catches. 12 of those are touchdowns.
yeah, a quarter of his catches are
Yeah,
touchdowns.
a quarter of his catches have been touchdown catches.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And he's a guy that like he so there's 6 games left. You could tell me he finishes with 20 touchdowns and I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he did it that season with Rodgers, and he's still I wouldn't say he's still in his prime, but clearly he how many guys do you know that are on the back end of 30 and can actually score 12 touchdowns in a season? Not many. And
It
he's
makes
he's
it
dropping two
makes
a week.
and his job's made a lot easier because like Nakua's getting all like the attention
Mm-hmm.
on defense, and then it's just leaving him a lot of times on one, and like he's still good enough that he's beating dudes one one.
Yeah, he is. He's
Well,
he's super
because he's Devontae
physical.
Adams.
Yeah, he's a great route runner. He's super shifty. He's got great hands. I mean, like some of the catches he's making too. Like Naku is an artist when it comes to catching, and super tough too. I know we've shared a few Instagram videos with each other. I love his
Yeah.
fierceness, man. He just pumps me up. I love watching Puka Nakua play. But the Rams, I think they're going to be a very, very tough team come the postseason. And I don't think they're afraid of some of the other teams in the league. Like you look at they could be further ahead than they are now. Don't forget they lost that bad game to Philly right at
Mhm.
the end. Right at the end, they block the punt and run it back, or block the field goal and run it back for a touchdown. Like man, like
And then they have that overtime fumble against San Francisco. Like they're 2 plays away from being 11-0.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
So
One big thing that was a surprise: the Cowboys beat the Eagles. I don't think we had that, but
uh,
also, who's the
first
wide
time on your
receiver
last
one there?
in Philly.
No, in Dallas. Like AJ Brown had a good game for Philly, so like I don't want to hear any complaints about that. He's really
Yeah.
like I think it was probably his best game of the season, right? In terms of
As somebody that has him on his fantasy team, it was.
yeah. But in Dallas,
um,
man, George Pickens is legit, dude. He's making ridiculous catches too. CD Lamb is
man,
too, but Dak is
you,
having a field
you,
day.
you know what's gonna be funny when Jerry Jones tries franchise tagging him and George Pickens is like, "Fuck you."
I'm not
Can't
signing
wait
it.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, that's gonna be the holdout drama of next summer.
Yeah, and it's going
Calling
to
it
be
now.
super dramatic, super dramatic. I can't wait, and it's going to just bring back memories in my mind of watching that Cowboys documentary on Netflix and realizing this
Yeah.
is the same thing. Jerry is the same dude. He's the same
Mhm.
dude always. He's never going to change. Um, do you think the Eagles are going to snap out of this because this was a not a good game for them? Like they're up 21 nothing and they come back and don't score another point in the game. And Dallas just basically through a heavy fourth quarter got back in the game and beat them.
Yeah, I just their offense, like at times you're like, cool, this looks fine, and then like they just forget how to do shit. And like Saquon Barkley is not the same Saquon Barkley from last year.
Yeah,
He had 450 carries last year. Of course, he's not going to be the same guy. Like, and everybody in fantasy leagues were taking him one of one, and I'm like, all right, like that's
we'll see what
okay.
happens with that. Yeah, I don't put it all on him. Like it's the same offense and stuff. I don't think Saquon's gotten that much worse. I don't think there's been that much fall off. Like he's still a dude that can do stuff. But he just hasn't had the breakaways that he did last year. Hasn't.
Yeah, and that offensive line is really banged up right now too. Like
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
it's
very
not
one
great.
dimensional, and that's not what that doesn't suit Jalen Hurts well. It doesn't suit Devonta Smith, which Devonta Smith, I don't know if you saw that ridiculous catch that he had too. That game was full of
Yeah,
just super acrobatic catches. Um,
Saquon Barkley though right now with 3.7 yards a carry. Like
yeah.
that is that's not like him. Like
And we'll get to a guy who's up I think over 6 now in a little bit. Yeah, we'll talk about
yeah,
him. Um,
yeah.
do you think the Cowboys have caught fire here? I mean, they're 5-5-1. They're on the outside looking in. We'll talk about the playoffs in a bit, but like, there's a chance, man. There's a chance this team could make the playoffs.
Yes, I just like defensively they're not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if Dak struggles at any point at all, like you watched it that Arizona game a couple Monday nights ago. Like when he struggles, they can't do shit.
Well, it reminds me a lot of the Colts teams that were in like the 2000s, where if Manning had an off day or just made one mistake, like the defense wasn't going to be able to get a stop. And just you're super reliant on the offense clicking, which they've got a good offense, but they run the ball well, they throw the ball well, but if something doesn't, if a little bit of gear gets caught there, it's over. And it's
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't feel great about them making the playoffs, but I think they have enough talent on that offense that I don't know. Aren't they the Bengals from last year? Isn't that it?
I guess. Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah. No,
basically
they
it?
kind
I
of
mean,
are.
they've been
I,
a little bit better since they traded for Quinn and Williams. I mean,
yeah,
but I don't know, to go down 21 nothing and then try to come back, it's just it's not realistic to win a lot of games that way. It's just not.
no.
Um putting yourself in a hole to try to dig yourself out. It doesn't yeah, the husband routine doesn't work. Um Yeah. All right. So the Chiefs they end up beating the Colts handily at the end, right? And
Yeah.
I kind of
Some weird fucking play calls at the end too by the Colts.
yeah.
Like,
I just okay. So people are gonna look at the score and be like, well, the Chiefs had to come back. Like, what is he talking about? But the Chiefs went in there with a specific game plan to shut down Jonathan Taylor, and they did a very good job of doing that. That's what I mean. They beat them handily. Like the best thing that the Colts do very, very well is run the ball. And they showed them like, okay, this is how you stop the run, right? This is how you shut them down. Um,
and we talked about it. We've talked about it with the Colts before. Like, if you
mhm.
can shut down the run, can you really trust Daniel Jones to like make plays?
Yeah. I'm. I'm not so concerned about that piece. I guess I thought of it a little differently. Like they were in the game. They could have won,
Yeah,
right? Like and games slip away from teams. When momentum starts to go the other way, it's very difficult to stop. I think it says more about this might be one of those Chiefs teams that still has enough gas left in the tank, right? Like Mahomes, you saw him when he took off running the ball. He could have thrown it. He was like, "Nah, I'm putting this in my hands. I'm gonna do this." And it just they powered back and won the game. I mean, I honestly think this is better for the Colts than it was the Chiefs. I feel like it was a win-win, and the reason I
disagree.
well, hear me out on this. So I think
Okay, yeah,
the Colts needed to see and experience this. A lot of times they've seen the Chiefs come back against other teams and they're like, that wouldn't be us. That wouldn't be us. They needed to go through this. I feel like this was a necessary pain for them to put it in their heads and understand this is how close we were. This shit can really happen. Really happen. And so I think now there's no mistaking it. There's no, hey, no number one seed talk, no none of that. They know if they play this team again, they know how they're going to have to play in order to beat this team. It sometimes comes down to one play at the end of the game. And in this case, the Chiefs just had enough time to be able to come back and win the game. It just well, what were you going to say about it? Because I didn't want to interrupt you or anything.
no, I see. I'm gonna disagree with you. I think this is actually a really devastating loss for the Colts. Like this is the kind of loss that can like submarine a season
Mm-hmm.
because that entire fourth quarter, like they went on the Chiefs went on two drives, one that was 15 plays, one that was 11 plays.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Colts just couldn't get off the field and do anything. Like you get that early Mahomes turnover in the fourth, and you're like, cool, you guys can put this game away. And
Yeah.
they just went 3-and-out.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that. Like that's especially like you have your foot on Patrick Mahomes' throat and you have it in Arrowhead. Like you gotta take the kill shot, and they just weren't capable of that. And
I I think it's easier said
I
than
don't
done,
know if
man.
they're gonna be what's that?
I think it's easier said than done.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
like really good teams are able to do that, and
Tell me,
I'm
tell me what team. Think back in the last like 8 years. I can only think of two teams, maybe three, that have actually put them away. Actually put them away. The Bengals multiple times with Joe Burrow.
yeah,
Last year in the Super Bowl, it wasn't even they didn't have to worry about putting him away. He was away, right? Like they were up
yeah,
by so much. And Tampa Bay when they beat them in the Super Bowl. Brady knew how to put them away. He knew what to expect. He had those guys prepared and knew exactly what to do for that. Any other team, think about it how many times the Bills, they don't care if they win in the Chiefs don't care if the Bills beat them in the regular season. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
In the postseason, I can't think of another team that's really put them away.
But that's kind of my point though. Is like if you have the chance, you got to do it, and like nobody's able to do it because Kansas City has been the representative in the Super Bowl every year except one this decade. Like,
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
yeah, yeah, and it took a Joe Burrow epic drive for that to not be every year this decade.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. It comes down to and that even that Super Bowl was a game of inches, right? Like you look at it, it's crazy. These Chiefs teams, sometimes it's one play here, one play there that makes all the difference in the game. Uh, I don't know. You're
yeah.
right. I'm trying to look at the positive of it. I don't like that I'm leaning into the negative after you said that, but yeah, I'm hoping that it
Yeah, like they
doesn't
just
derail them.
that to me it felt like this.
Hmm.
This was a game where like the Colts like and the Chiefs had a stare down and the Colts blinked.
Yeah.
Like, and that's no knock on them because a lot of teams do that against the Chiefs. But like, if you want to make a deep run in these playoffs, like you've kind of at least got to hold your own. And sure, you can hold your own for 3 quarters. That's great, but like you got to do it in the fourth. And the Colts defense couldn't get off the field. They couldn't. Like,
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned now too that maybe other teams try to blueprint what the Chiefs did in terms of shutting
It's
down
a
the run.
copycat league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. And I mean, like look at this. It's not like the Colts have some divisional games coming up. I mean, I'm looking at the AFC playoff picture right now. These are the teams that are going to get 3 spots, right? Because we have a pretty good idea of who the division winners are going to be. Fairly good idea. It's not certain. It could change. But these are the teams right now. I'm sorry, 4 division winners and 3 extra spots after that. Right now, these are the teams that are in the AFC playoff picture but don't have a guaranteed spot. The Ravens, Chargers, Jags, Texans, Chiefs, Bills, and Steelers. They're going to all be fighting for 3 spots, which means there are going to be some decent wild
Did you
card
say the
teams.
Texans as well?
Texans, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget they beat the Chiefs.
Mhm.
Crazy.
So, same with the Jags too. They
Yeah.
also beat the Chiefs.
How is that possible?
Well, like if you look at the Colts though, that their remaining schedule after the bye, their remaining schedule was a nightmare. They go Texans, Jags, Seahawks, 49ers, Jags, Texans.
Yeah, which does
That is
not
a monstrous schedule.
yeah, it does not feel good. I think I was very wrong about the Texans. What I meant was they beat the Bills, which was impressive on Thursday night.
Yeah,
What I was trying to say or meant to say is they're playing the Chiefs this not this week, next week. They play at the Colts this week, at the Chiefs next week. So they're like a lot of these teams are going to be playing each other. And by the way, Houston's going to play against the Colts at home last week of the season. And that game, you have to believe it's going to matter.
yeah. They the fact that they finished the season with the Jags and the Texans, like
Mm.
you can't tell me those games aren't going to mean something.
Yeah, it makes me a little nervous for that and how it's going to shake out because within 6 games we should have a very good idea. But I really like the way it's been the last couple of years of it coming down to like the very last game last week of the season. It matters. I remember many times when we were younger that the Pats would have such a big lead they didn't play anyone the last week of the season or
Oh yeah,
uh,
Week 17 was always that. Well, I don't have to really watch this game because none of the starters are going to play.
yeah, nothing's going
It
to
was great.
matter. Yeah.
It was
Um
like an additional bye week.
mhm. By the way,
You think about that for a minute. That's why they did so well because they got 2 weeks off at the end of the season every year.
yeah. Yeah. The NFC, by the way, is the same picture, right? You've got Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Panthers. Crazy that Panthers are mentioned in that, but they are. Lions, 49ers, and Cowboys that are all vying for 3 spots. So who knows what's going to happen with that? I put Bucks and Panthers in there because we don't know which one it's going to be, right? Like,
It's wild that if it's wild that the playoffs started today, the Lions wouldn't make the playoffs.
yep, insane.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs either. It's
No.
crazy. It's crazy looking at that, right? When you think of the teams that wouldn't make it, man, there's some really good. I mean, there's some good teams that aren't going to be in. The Ravens, though,
It,
they've climbed their way back up. Look at that.
yeah, like the Ravens that are if the playoffs start today, they're the 4 seed, man. Like they
Mm-hmm. It's crazy too
well it's
because
also
the Steelers were leading that division by a long shot, man. Like
yeah.
it was brutal. I remember what was it? They were 4-1 and then they basically went what? 2-5 their last 7 games.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And now with no Aaron Rodgers either, like
Yeah. We'll see how long that lasts for. Um Something that I wanted to mention that needs to be brought up. JSN and Miles Garrett. They're just having truly historic seasons, man. Like
yeah.
both of them are must watch football every single week. Like if you tune in, you're going to see incredible stuff from both of them. They're in highlights every single week for a good reason. Garrett could shatter the record of 22 and a half sacks. He's got 6 games left. 6.
He's on pace for 27 and a half sacks.
Which is just wild when you think about it. I don't know. You're watching him in games. He's just not. He's making people look silly. And it's not like he's trying to do that. He's just so big and physical. And when he gets to the edge, there's no way, man. There's no way you can stop him.
He's so fast that he looks like he's doing everything in slow motion against guys. And you're like, how is he beating these guys? And you're like, oh, he's so fast.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not to mention he's an absolute physical freak. Like when I saw him. What was this? Like someone standing on his calves, like he's laying down, not laying down.
Mhm.
He's kneeling down, and someone's standing on his calves, and he's going and leaning forward and not hitting his face. He stops before his face hits the ground. That's how
Yeah.
strong he is, man. Any one of us, like we go and do something like that, it's going to be a face plant, and we're going to need a nose job. Like he's just like, nah, I do sets of that. it's he's
Yeah.
wild, man. JSN too, man. I mean, he's 651 yards shy of the wide receiver receiving record right now. Receiving yards record, right? He needs to average 108.5 yards per game the rest of the season, and he'll be able to do it. And Calvin Johnson was a freak when he did it. Um, do you think JSN can get 2,000 yards?
At this clip, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Like, there's no way he doesn't. Like, especially because he's like really the only option on that team, which is it's just like the wild part.
Yeah, they have to kind of respect Shaheed. Cooper Cup's kind of taken a back seat there. He's taken a step back a
Yeah.
bit. Um, by the way, it was really nice to see when they played the Rams, how a lot of the players and coaches lined up you know, to greet
Yeah.
him after the game. He's just you could tell he's like a super class act and was beloved by that franchise. Really was. Um, but yeah, JSN man, he is just his route running. Like it, I know people talked about it before, but at Ohio State with Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. and all these other
It's
guys that Garrett
it's wild to
Wilson,
me that
right?
he never won a national title. That's wild to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at these guys and they're so good, man. They're so good. All of them. Like think of those five guys, and they're some of the best receivers in the league now. Garrett Wilson, he's had some really bad quarterback play. But
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's there. Chris Olave, yeah, he's had terrible quarterback play, but he's playing quite well and above what people think for him. You've got Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, he's banged up right now, but like he's been quite good. You've got Egbuka, who's been just a breakout rookie. He's been quiet over the last month, but he's going to get back up there. And JSN is just like unreal, man, unreal. Not to
What's
mention
wild about
he
JSN?
has more wide receiver yards than the entire wide receiver room in Pittsburgh.
What's wild? The least amount of receiving yards he's had in a game, 79 this year.
Mm-hmm.
79. He's had 3 games of under 100, and 2 of them were 93 and 96 yards.
Yeah,
Every other game, over 100 yards.
it's crazy. Um, I need to mention this because I know this is like if we close the show out without mentioning this, you'd be really upset. The Jameis Winston catch.
Boy, I could not send that to you fast enough. My
uh,
God.
I think people and someone mentioned it yesterday. I think I was watching Good Morning Football. Maybe it was Kyle Brandt mentioned that like people forget this guy was a Heisman winner. Like he was actually a baseball player too. Like
Yeah.
quite a good baseball player. Like he was a very good athlete or is a very good athlete. To think that he can't do stuff like that is kind of unrealistic. Uh, he's definitely
Yeah.
capable of it. But just also when he's out of the league, we're part of the league is going to die. It,
Oh, yeah.
it really the way he goes about things, his business, being a man, and like the way he matured. Uh, Sad to see like some of the stuff that he got caught up in high school and college, but the way he matured and just has been played for almost every franchise in the NFL, but been loved by almost every franchise in the NFL. It's he's really a leader of men. He really is.
I don't think I at the time, I think we took for granted that 2019 season he had, where he had 5,000 yards,
Yeah,
30 touchdowns, and 30 interceptions.
yeah,
We took that for granted at the time.
yeah.
We really did. Nobody's ever had a season like that, and nobody ever will again.
I don't think so. I
And
don't.
this was all before he had LASIK eye surgery and he couldn't see. Like that's the funny part about Jameis Winston is there's just so many stories like that where he's like, yeah, I just couldn't see for a long time, and then I got LASIK and everything was fine. And I was like, you went years of your career without
Being able to
being able
see.
to see.
Yeah. He is he's
He's a
very
real
funny.
talent.
Oh man. Devonta Smith, that catch was crazy. We already talked about that before, but I was gonna the reason I brought him put him in the notes again. Him and AJ Brown. Do you think this is gonna be a split of them after the season?
Well, I think they're gonna get rid of AJ Brown. Yeah, for sure.
You think they're moving on from him in the offseason?
I don't think he's worth. I think he's kind of become a locker room kind of distraction, and I think they're gonna try to get rid of him for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Whether they do or not, I don't know. But like, well, that's you know what that would require somebody to pick up the phone for a Howie Roseman call. Yeah, you know what? Somebody will. Somebody will be dumb enough, and they'll be like, "Here, Howie Roseman, have 4 first-round picks."
Hey, I got an idea. Just hear me out on this.
Don't you
Uh,
fucking dare! I know what
some
you're gonna say. Don't you dare!
No,
You
no,
piece of shit!
I
Don't
don't
do
think
it.
you do, but I do like the idea that it could be the Pats, but because Vrabel knows him. But how funny would it be if Jerry Jones ends up pissing off Pickens and Pickens decides to sit out, and then he decides to trade for AJ Brown and gives up the farm for him? He'd be perfect in Dallas,
Oh
man.
man,
Perfect. Like he fits all of that. What's wrong with Dallas? Like, and I,
yeah,
I actually am an AJ Brown fan, but it just man, like I could see something like that happening. Could be
I
wild.
am too. I'm just not a fan of having him on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
Man, that is a roller
for
coaster of emotions.
yeah, it definitely is. Not bad when he's actually performing, but when he's not, oof.
Yeah,
Let's get into the Thanksgiving Day slate. We've got Green Bay at Detroit, which has the makings of a good game now. Uh,
yeah.
I honestly think Detroit is going to steamroll them, but just my opinion. Um, I think they're cruising right now, especially the way Jameer Gibbs played this weekend. He's just, I mean, we didn't mention him, but God, this guy is just
Dude for 200
ridiculous.
yards on 14 carries.
Dude, not only that, he had 10 catches too, 11 catches, something like
Yeah,
that. He's just insane. Watching his breakaway speed is just it's magical. He's so much
I think
fun to
Jameer Gibbs
watch.
on your fantasy team is the easiest. Just set it and forget it each week.
Dude, he's a lock, and in fact, I'd lock him for the next 5 years and say, all right, okay, like he's done that much
And
for
he's
me.
never the first. It's wild because he's never the first running back taken. It's wild to me. I've
Yeah,
gotten him the last 2 years,
yeah,
and that to me is nuts in the Bennett League.
yeah.
That's nuts.
He is a lot of people doubted when he was picked, selected. I think it was like what 10th, 11th overall by
Mm-hmm.
Detroit. Uh, how do they look now? They're like, oh, they already got
Yeah,
David Montgomery. They don't need Jameer Gibbs. But then they ended up taking him, and he's done very very well there in his time. Been very
yeah, he
healthy,
really has.
and just really like given that fan base a lot to be happy for. I thought he was going to be too small, to be honest, but he's packed on some size. Like he's not huge. He's super fast though, and he just creates a matchup nightmare for anyone that's playing against him. Anybody. I mean, Sewell.
They
Did you see Panay Sewell? He knew as soon as he
yeah,
broke through the line. He's putting his hands up. He knew that he was
yeah.
going. Yeah, it's crazy.
They're gonna have to pay him soon though too. That's the thing.
They will. They will. And he'll deserve it. He will.
Absolutely.
Kansas City at Dallas. What do you think is going to happen with that?
Um, Probably Dallas will have a lead going into the fourth quarter. They'll fuck it up.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they'll
Then
have a
we
lead
check it.
in fourth quarter, but
Then we, then we check in on our friend John to make sure he's okay.
yep.
You know.
Both Johns, by the way, John Baton too. He's a Cowboy fan,
Yeah.
so
Terrible.
a terrible life to
Terrible.
have.
Yeah.
Cincinnati at Baltimore. This is big because Joe Burrow returns.
he was practicing last week, and I was like, if he fucking returns against the Pats, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
And then they were like, nah. I'm like,
Yes. But
yeah.
him and Chase and maybe Higgins back on the field again. Uh,
Well, Chase is gonna stop spitting at people, so like
yeah, he came out and man,
that apology felt so weird because like what like a week before he was like, nah, I didn't spit, I would never do that, and
I
it's
didn't
like I
open
don't
my
know, it
mouth
just
to
didn't
that
feel.
man.
Yeah, it just didn't feel sincere. It just felt weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I like that he didn't mention his name in it.
Me too.
Yeah, it was kind of like a
Me
sorry,
too.
not sorry. Um,
Yeah,
Interesting.
I do love a good NFL beat between two players.
Yeah, I love having beef. And Ramsey is, I mean, he's been known to jaw a lot. I'm not saying he deserved that by any means, but he jaws a lot. We've also got Chicago at Philly. There's a great slate, man, that we've got for those
That's
days.
wild that game. That's the Black Friday game,
Yep, yep. And it has
and
meaning too.
that's wild that they're fighting for the 2 seed in the playoffs right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Those two teams,
I'll
the
tell you,
fucking Bears. The
Chicago is
Bears still have
surging,
a
man.
negative point differential.
Yeah, they're surging though, man, and they're figuring it out. Like I'll tell you, like
Yeah,
this is a big show me game for them. And Philly, if they don't look out, man, they drop this game, it could be bad for them. Could be really bad. It almost has
yeah,
feelings
really
like
lets Dallas back in. Yeah,
yeah, it almost has feelings like of what it was a few years ago. Remember Philly went to the Super Bowl, then the next year they just kind of just tanked and it was really bad.
yeah,
That
yeah,
almost has feelings like that could happen, but I could also see Philly going on a tear and then being very difficult to beat in the postseason. I mean, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Um,
yeah. No, they suck in the odd years and are good in the even years.
yeah,
It's pretty on brand for Philly.
how crazy would it be if somehow they magically figure out how to start running the ball and then Barkley just takes off? Like,
It'd be cool if Jalen Hurts found guys that were open. That'd be neat.
yeah, I mean he's still scoring a lot of fantasy points, so
Sure did, but like it's the first time that's happened in a while.
yeah, he's been pretty consistent all season. He had a few low games, but not much. Not much. He's usually been pretty good. Um yeah, even Sunday, man, we've got some interesting games. Houston at Indy, we talked about that. The Rams at Carolina, could this be a trap game for the Rams?
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
for
I
sure, and
think
also because
yeah.
Carolina has something to play for, even though they looked like ass last night against San Francisco,
Yeah,
like complete and utter ass.
tell me the last time that Carolina's been in the position to lead their division. I really can't remember when.
That 2015 season where Cam went 15-1 and won MVP. It's the
Ah,
last time I can remember.
yeah. So this like really has a lot of meaning for them. And Tet McMillan's coming online. I mean, this is a team that I'm not crazy about, but they're playing all right. By the way, they've got guys that punch guys in the nuts. Uh, Morig, did you see that?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my god! Not only did he hit him, but it like lifted him off of his feet when he punched
yeah.
him.
He made that's solid contact if you're hitting a dude in the nuts. Like,
Yeah, I saw Jennings
yeah,
at the end. People were like, "Why is he going after him like that?" It's like, yeah, well, he was dealing with some business.
well, there's a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Oh, you, you, did.
Actually, if you scroll down, it gets better.
Oh man, oh man. All right, all right. All right, so we're gonna go into fantasy now. Yeah, I kind of screwed the pooch this week. First of all, Uncle Roger beat me. But
Oh
I, I
man.
I still have a chance to maybe make the playoffs. This is the problem. All my guys are hurt, and like
Mhm.
now even Drake London, even though he was hurt, like now he's gonna score no points with Kirk Cousins there. I'm just oh man, and I got Jameer Gibbs by you. That didn't feel
Sure
good.
did.
Yeah,
Sure
I
did.
in my other league though, I outlasted my buddy 180 to 174.5, or it was more like 176 and a half to 174 and a half. But Gibbs, man, He's awesome. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you put the nail in my coffin in Bennett League, and I think I have a 1% chance of making the playoffs. So,
For the people listening, so we have a shared Google Drive with notes, and I have promptly what I did was I snuck them in when you and I were talking in the beginning, and I was like really distracted.
mhm,
That was me screenshotting those and like putting those in the notes. So we
yeah.
have like notes that we obviously share. And so at the very end of the notes, I screenshotted both of our matchups this season in Bennett League where I won, and I just left them as like a nice surprise.
Yeah,
So
you beat me
glad you
in
found them.
week 1. So dumb. So dumb, man. Oh,
Yeah.
I hate it. But yeah, I wish
The
you the
thing
best of
is,
luck. Mhm.
I'm gonna my season's gonna end this week anyway, so that's fine. Um, Even if like Jameer Gibbs didn't play, I still would have won. That's how bad it was for you this week, man.
Yeah, I didn't need to hear that.
Good.
I really
Good.
didn't. I'm okay with now knowing that. Yeah, it was just a really rough week, man. Um,
Wait, have you beaten John in Bennett League this season?
I beat him by point 0.1 points.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Because I was gonna say, if there's a world where you get swept by me and John, boy,
yeah.
boy,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, not fun. Uh,
yeah.
anything else you wanted to mention before we wrap up here?
No, I'm gonna get swept by John this week, and then I'm gonna have to hear that for another whole off season
Who's your daddy?
where he sends me the same Instagram reel. That's all he sends me.
Well, which one is it again?
The one I'm gonna send to you as soon as we get done recording. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, for those of you out there, I know playoffs are about to start soon. Oh, we got to mention about guillotine. So,
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
of
the
the
weird shit
guys,
that happens there.
yeah, so really weird. In our guillotine league, again, we do a little bit of a hybrid guillotine league. So, obviously, every week a team gets cut, but then weeks 15 through 17, we do a round robin. So, basically, or rotisserie, I guess you would say. And the remaining 4 teams at that point, after week 14, is the last cut. And then 15, 16, and 17, those weeks, those 4 teams, whoever scores the most points cumulatively over those weeks ends up winning. So we do it a little bit different, a little bit of a hybrid guillotine league. But this week, one of the guys that lost, it was wild how it happened because had Brees Hall not fumbled, when he did. Maybe he scores a touchdown, maybe not. But this guy ended up losing by less than 2 points. And had that not happened, maybe it could have changed things for him. Or if George Kittle gets another catch in the game, something like that. But really
You
sad to
lose by
see that.
you can beat literally anything. You
Yeah.
just need one of anything.
And this is the guy that runs the Bennett League, so it's kind of a big deal. So sad
Yeah.
to see him go, but he's a fantasy legend, and yeah, I felt bad for him. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So
Yeah. Can't
um,
win them all.
yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well in your leagues though, and yeah, I am. All I'm trying to do now is finish ahead of Uncle Roger. If I make the playoffs, I will finish ahead of him no matter what. But
If you don't, though, boy.
yeah, that's going to be really tough. So, all right, guys. I think that wraps up for this week. But we love you guys. I love you, and
I love you.
yeah, I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving without me.
I mean, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna have Thanksgiving dinner with your dad though Sunday,
Yeah,
and he and I are gonna get at it. And it's gonna
yeah,
be great.
yeah. Definitely
We're
do
gonna
it.
eat a bunch of food. We're gonna rip a bunch of drinks and watch a bunch of football. It's gonna be a
That
good time
that's the way you got to do it, man.
with Big Ray. Big
Yeah,
Ray, man. I don't think I'm ready. Big Ray says he has tequila. I don't think I'm ready for Big Ray.
just
Man, I
just throw an edible or two in there. See what happens. So, uh, make it a real fun weekend.
Jesus Christ. Your
uh,
dad wouldn't make us straight, and then your mom would kill me.
yeah.
Your mom would straight murder me.
That would be kind of wild. Uh,
She'd murder Big Ray first. Let's start there.
yep.
She would.
But when she
And
was
then,
done, it's coming for you.
yeah. And she would make me stand there and watch it too. That's the thing.
Yeah, you have to
And I
learn.
would because I know who runs that household. It's
Yeah.
not Big Ray. It's your mom.
Ooh. All right. Well,
Yeah,
listen. He's gonna hear this. He's gonna have something to say to
I know,
you. He'll have
and he
words.
knows it too. And
Yeah.
if he tries saying anything otherwise, he's full of your dad's full of baloney. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Well, listen. I hope you guys have a wonderful time together. Enjoy watching some Thanksgiving football, and we will be back next week, guys.
Hey,
Love you, bro.
all right, I love you, man.
Peace.
Peace.